Today, I'm back with a story that most of the United fans would like to hear. But personally, I would like to hear it. But there is the best news I really want to hear that we are into for a CDM. We are talking Antony, we are talking CR7, talking Hannibal in this episode in there for you. But guys, however much we are into Antony, there is a very big void of space into the CDM role of United that we need to fill. You might not really believe me, but the fact is, you have to go ahead and really believe me because you've seen it today. After half time, you saw it that we needed a CDM to play that role. I'm going to repeat it because every time I come here and I do a live video, people tell me, what of Antony? Tell us about Antony. De Jong, guys. Even if they went into this game, we wouldn't have dominated the midfield. That's it. So, what does that show you? It shows you that we need a player who is going to get us to the levels of where you're supposed to be in there for you, and that is a CDM. We need a central defensive midfielder. Antony is a good addition to United. De Jong will be a good addition, but my mates, we need what we call a CDM onto Manchester United midfield in there for you. Welcome to United Matters channel. I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. And if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily in there for you. So guys, ladies and gentlemen watching this channel, you guys are really a revelation for this channel. You are really a revelation. I really love you a lot. Thank you for the hard work that you put in to really buy data and you come in and watch us because you do some great job in there for us, and we also don't want to come in here and really say no to what we guys are presenting to you in here onto the United Matters channel in there for you. Let's get into these stories. As so far, they are in there for you, and we're talking about Antony, obviously, because he's now in the news after the signing of Lisandro Martinez, Malacia, and Christian Eriksen. Obviously, United has put its next attention to Antony from Ajax. Today, we are having James Robson. He's a United correspondent for Goal. He has told us that United are prepared to go above 51 million pounds for Antony, but will not meet Ajax's asking price of 68 million pounds. So to me, I really believe that this deal is on. Why? The player wants it. The agent wants the deal to happen. So the only person that is really going to bottle it up is United, and that was my worry. But thank God we've now gotten an update from a correspondent from the club letting us know that United are willing to go above 51 million pounds, but they're not willing to meet the asking price of 68 million pounds. This is a joke. United will go in and bring in Antony. Why? If they really held you for ransom on Lisandro Martinez at how much? 46 million pounds. You get? And you had put in a bid of how much? 43 million pounds. And they told you, please, we don't want that money. You should really add on more money. And that's what really happened to United in there for you. So I 100% believe that Antony is a good player and United are really going to go in for him. And when you see close sources to the club starting to relate to the story that Rob Blanchette came out and really told us about United preparing a bid for Antony. All these are showing you that United are ready to bid for Antony, and that might be the biggest story next week. Antony is back in training. He's training with Ajax. They're in Australia too, but United is flying out of Australia today and they're flying back to Manchester, and they're going to arrive in Manchester on lunchtime tomorrow. Then they're going to be given an off of Monday, and on Tuesday they will resume training at Carrington in there for you to reunite with Lisandro Martinez and Christian Eriksen in there for you. But this is really a story that has been put out by a person who is always being fed in or briefed by the club. It shows positivity to this deal. I told you that the story that Terrell Martial of Manchester Evening News put out, it's a story that a club wouldn't like to see. And it was a story that was just cooked in there for you. But United only want positivity in there for you. After the humiliation they're getting in from the De Jong deal and the Ronaldo rumor that he really wants out and he's being traded elsewhere and clubs are really rejecting him, United need a signing that is going to really put the hearts of their fans and supporters to a calm. And what have they done? They've said, all right, let's go in for Antony. and they've gone all in for Antony. And we brought you a story yesterday that his negotiators were in Manchester. You remember? His negotiators were in Manchester on Thursday, and they know they are going to work on personal deals, and then they know that Ajax is willing to sell. That's it. Ajax is willing to sell because they know that if United can raise the bar to the realistic valuation they want, obviously they're going to sell this player to United, because Ajax is a selling club. They will never say no to selling a player. Even if another team goes in and says, we want Antony and we are having £50 million, Ajax will sell, because for them, they are a selling club. And you see to it that they've sold very many, but they can't stop selling. Reason being, they already have options. Their scouting team is really vast. It's really vast all over the world. That's why you saw either they brought in Lisandro Martinez from Argentina. You'll hear that they brought in Onana from Cameroon in there for you. Mazurui, the right back who went to Juventus, he's from Tunisia. You get? So they have a vast network of scouting. So they're not afraid of really going back to the rebuild, because they know they've won the league the previous year, all season with Erik ten Hag. They 100% believe that even if they don't win the league this season they're going into, they can as well use this season to rebuild and then come back on the European market in the season of 2023-2024, which won't be bad for them. It won't be bad for them. So I 100% believe that Antony will come to United, because United is really chasing in for him. Now we are having this guy from Brazil. He's known as Thiago Fernandes. Thiago Fernandes works for Gol Brazil. He's the guy who first reported that United have picked interest in Antony, and they are planning to make a bid of 50 million euros for Antony. That's it. This is the guy. And finally, he has really told us that United have not yet given up on Antony. United are planning a last onslaught for the player. That's what Robson has told us, that United are willing to go ahead and pay beyond £51 million, but not to pay £68 million that Ajax was. When you look at these two stories, they really connect. This guy, Thiago Fernandes, is the guy that really broke this story in the for you. And let me show you some other further information he has given us about a deal of Antony to Manchester United. He has told us that Sao Paulo will receive 20% of Antony's transfer fee that exceeds 15 million euros and addition 2.7% as a training club. You see? This is what is making this deal expensive. I already told you way back in there for you. The reason that's why Ajax is really putting on more money on Antony. It's because for them, they really believe that they should get like 60 million euros from the sale of Antony, and 20% to Sao Paulo is being added on to meet the realistic money that should go to Sao Paulo. That is the 20%. When you add 60 plus 20, that is 80. The 20 is calculated that is going to go to Sao Paulo, and they want to stay with 60 million euros. That is the side which goes by the names of Ajax. Then the same guys told us that if Antony was sold for 80 million euros to Manchester United, Sao Paulo will receive 15.1 million euros. You get? That means Ajax are really wanting to get close to how much? They want to get close to 65 million euros in there for you. So that's why this deal of Antony is really accelerating. You get? Extending to north of how many million euros? 80 million euros. But in realistically, this deal would have gone for 60 million euros or 65 million euros. Same amount as we bought Lisandro Martinez would have been this deal. This shows you that even if if at all Lisandro Martinez had out a payback clause, like a percentage of paying back to the team where they got him from Argentina when they sell him, that deal would have extended from 67 million euros to like 70 or 80. So this is why the deal of Antony is north of 80 million euros in there for you. So you now know why Antony is really so much expensive to Manchester United. But the good thing is that we've been told United are planning to get into the bid. That was a story we did yesterday. Then secondly, the representatives were in Manchester to agree personal terms. I think that's what we're discussing on. And thirdly, we've been told United are willing to go ahead and increase on the £51 million offer they really gave in to a side which goes by names of Ajax, because Ajax wants 68 million pounds, meaning that they are 17 million pounds apart. Obviously, I know we really meet the realistic evaluation of the team. Reason being, there is a player I have at United who goes by names of Laird, and Ajax are really in need of that player. That's it. They are in need of that player, and we should get close to 10 million pounds out of that player. And Ajax will say, all right, 10, now we are 7 million pounds apart. How are we going to get the 7 million pounds apart? And we believe that if United is told that, get us 58 million pounds and get us Laird, I think they'll go in for that deal. Don't you think so? I think they will. They will. Now, it's not a question of if, it's a question of how. You get? So don't ask me, will United? It's not a question of will, or whether, or what. It's a question of how United will go ahead and get this deal to a level of being materialized in there for you. So that's what it's all about. It's a question of how into this deal of Sao Paulo ex-player who goes by the names of Antony, who I really love. And by the way, the game of today, if Antony was available, I will believe that he would have done something great in there for you, because he would have added intensity. Because United lacks players to add on intensity. Like you saw Aston Villa today, the intensity was really low. What the manager did, he brought in Douglas Luiz, Edu Buendia, and Leon Bailey. And you know how much trouble Leon Bailey has caused us, we as United fans, in Perth. You've seen it. So he is a player who can bring in intensity onto this game of football in here, onto United Matters channel in there for you. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, there is a story broken by Sky Sports News. They're telling us that Manchester United's Tunisia international Hannibal Mejbri looks set to join a championship club on a loan, with Birmingham, West Ham, Millwall and Middlesbrough all interested in signing the winger or the young player. They are telling us that there has also been interest in Hannibal Mejbri from abroad, with Braga and 2 clubs in Spain also keen. A decision is expected early next week in there for you. So United have been happy with Mejbri's preseason training and matches and see him as a bright prospect for the future. United hope he will benefit from the experience of playing regular football. Obviously, he's past the level of playing for the reserve team of United. Let him go in there for you and try himself, because I believe that he's how old is Hannibal? Let me check. Hannibal, what's your age? 1920. Hannibal is now 19 years of age, and he made 19 in January. That means he's 19 years of age, not yet 20. If at all he goes and really plays like 2-3 seasons in the for you on loan, he would have developed into a player that Ten Hag wants. I will believe it, because when you look at Ericsson, he's going to be at United for how many years? 2-3 years. So if he goes in and plays there, he'll develop into that player that United really deserves. But I think Ten Hag will really have to scrutinize the the manager that is taking this kind of player, because the player must be having record of grooming young talent. Secondly, that manager must be having training traits like those of Ten Hag, because he really feels that when you get in Hannibal to that side, he must be operating in a system that mirrors the one Ten Hag is really bringing at Manchester United. So I 100% believe that Hannibal really deserves that deal, because he's way beyond being a reserve player. And second, right now at United, there is no space for him. There is no space for him. He needs loan. That's why you see him, Shoretie, Alvaro Fernandez, all of those are being looked for loans by Manchester United outside the club. But you know, the beauty of this is that we'll be able to see these players, especially in the preseason of 2023 in there for you, because a long season loan, you go to that club, you play for the entire season, then in the preseason you return, then you go back, like you see Fachundo is doing at the likes of James Garner. And the James Garner scenario is the best example to see how a player can improve himself and prove that he's really great. Look at James Garner. He has attracted very many, or a portion of fans of United, to a debate that he should be played into the central defensive midfield. You get? Because he really played very well at Nottingham Forest. But I really believe that holding him at United right now is like you are killing his career, because United is in the rebuilding state, and you can't have a player like James Garner, Hannibal, Zidane, Iqbal, Charlie Savage into the rebuilding state, because the system will really go on and swallow them up, provided the rebuild doesn't go in the right direction. So what you have to do is that get James Garner back to Nottingham Forest. He plays one full season of the Premier League. As you assess him, as Erik ten Hag said that I need to assess him, then get Hannibal to either Ipswich Town or any team, West Brom, any team that is needing him. Let him go there, play a full season. You get? Shora Shoretiye, let him do that. Alvaro, let him do that. And then after the full season, you'll see to it that they'll gain love, and they'll really put lots of instincts in our minds to really start to believe that they can come in and fit like a glove into the starting 11 of Ten Hag. But right now, we should get in more players that are supposed to be bought. Let the Hannibals make way for other players to come in through, and let's get in players that are really finished products. We need finished products right now, because I can't see United. We can't bear United not being in the Champions League for a second season in a row. We can't, guys. We can't, and we won't really accept that in here onto United Matters channel. I know you guys, you know what it's all about. United is all about winning and being in the Champions League. That's it. We are not a participating club. We're a competing club. So that's what Ten Hag is building. Today, you've seen an example of how the Premier League is going to be. Expect good games, bad games, and worse games, because that's what the game of football is all about. But I've been so much happy that Hannibal is really going to be found a move out of United to gauge and benefit from the experience of playing regular football. Because the moment you go out there and start playing regular football, there are certain things that really come out of you out of the blue that we never even thought that you have in your game. So Hannibal, being a very talented and gifted player, obviously he's really going to go out and shine, because I really believe that the talent of Hannibal is more better than the talent of James Garner. And at United, that man, that boy, if he goes out there and excels, then that will be a very good move for Erik ten Hag, and will appreciate, because he has really appreciated these boys. But the problem is, one, he isn't ready to put them into the first 11, because United is so lacking. Now, let's get to the story that most of you want to hear. Others don't want to hear about it, but my job is to bring you these stories because they're everywhere in the news. And trust me, even there is another one I've left out, because I thought that the story would take us so long about Ronaldo, and I'm going to bring it tomorrow. You get? It's going to shock you how United are really wanting to get this deal done of Ronaldo in there for you. Now, we have a story from Duncan Castles. Who's Duncan Castles? Duncan Castles is a transfer window podcaster on what we call The Times. He's the guy who came out and broke out a story that Ronaldo has submitted a transfer request to Manchester United, and he wants to leave United and play football elsewhere in there for you. Now, Duncan Castles has come out and told us that Atletico Madrid have placed Antonio Griezmann on the transfer market as part of an attempt to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo has been receptive to the idea of returning to Madrid. So he wants to go to Madrid, that's it. Obviously, we know that. So, to create space for Ronaldo, they need to sell off Antonio Griezmann, because he is on astronomical wages for a side which goes by names of Atletico Madrid. And they want to take out like 3 players to bring in Ronaldo in there for you, because you bring Ronaldo, he gets you the money in there for you. So, can Real Madrid come and really intersect and hijack? Because these people are rivals, and I don't know how Ronaldo is going to be welcomed back at Santiago Bernabeu in there for you at Real Madrid, because he's a legend that side. He played for Real Madrid for like a decade. He won lots of Ballon d'Ors, Champions League, 4 of them at Real Madrid. Scored very many goals, and I think he's the all-time leading scorer of tops of Real Madrid in there for you. So, how is it going to sound like? I'm really trying to get the vibes of how the chaos was created for Ronaldo to come to United. I think a chaos is being really created to see to it that at Real Madrid comes in and tells Ronaldo, please don't go to Atletico Madrid, come to our club. But does Real Madrid have the money to go in and finance Ronaldo? Stories you're having are telling us they don't have the money, and they said no to a request from Mendes, the agent of Ronaldo. Now, Duncan Castles has continued to say that Ronaldo has been receptive to the idea of returning to Madrid. Obviously, I've told you that he wants to go and play in the Champions League in the FAU. Then he continued to tell us that personal reasons are important factor in Ronaldo's transfer request, on that Ten Hag has so far failed to persuade him to withdraw in the FAU. But there is no way Ten Hag is going to persuade Ronaldo. The reason as why Ronaldo is leaving is not that United is lacking ambition, because obviously Ronaldo knows that under a manager like Erik Ten Hag, we are going to create very many chances and he's going to score those goals. But Ronaldo wants to score those goals in the Champions League or at a team that is playing the Champions League. I've always told you that if at all we were in the Champions League, Ronaldo wouldn't have left United. The reason is simple. He wants to play in the Champions League because he knows that Messi is just 15 goals away from reaching or breaking his record that he has in the Champions League. Remember, Ronaldo is the all-time goal scorer in the Champions League with 146 goals. Messi is having 125, meaning that the moment Messi comes in and nets in close to 16 goals, Ronaldo is ahead of Messi by 16 goals. The moment Messi nets in 17 goals, of which he can, you know that. Messi can. When you're told he's really undergoing a best season in the Champions League, he can. So that's what, sorry about that. That's what Ronaldo is really afraid of. So Duncan Castles have told us that United have handled the Ronaldo situation with unusual care. Richard Arnold, the new chief executive, permitting Ronaldo's representatives to speak with Chelsea while emphasizing the club intention to retain him in the FAU. For the club, they want to retain Ronaldo because they never planned for it, but they're telling him, please go ahead and negotiate with the people you want. If at all you really get us a team that is going to get us the money we want in you, we are going to sell you off. That's what United is doing, and they're really fed up of this because this is disorganizing the camp in the FAU. Because every day there is a story of Ronaldo that comes in the news, and you know Ronaldo is one of the most followed people in the world, and he really hits headlines. But he's still part of United, and every headline that really comes out from his scenario and saga at United really disorganizes the camp, and I don't believe that United would want to have things like this. That's why you saw that United parted ways with Jesse Lingard and Paul Pogba before even the 1st of July. If at all United had not put out a statement that we've parted ways with Jesse Lingard and Pogba, they would have used that to go ahead and really put out news in the media that would have disorganized the camp of United. So Ten Hag said, all right, go in the FAU. And surprisingly, guess what? The unexpected is what is disorganizing the dressing room in the FAU. So we expect Ten Hag to really get a solution to that, and I expect Ronaldo to leave United in the FAU. Cristiano Ronaldo has been impressed by Atletico Madrid head coach Diego Simeone's eagerness to work with him. That means they are talking and they want Ronaldo to get back to Madrid in the FAU. Thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. And tell me what you think about Antony. United willing to bid for Antony, but they don't want to exceed what we call their realistic evaluation. But Ajax is telling them we want 68 million pounds. Will United bounce out of the deal or we stay in? Stay tuned to this channel because every story concerning Antony Ronaldo de Jong is what we feed on, and is what we feed on you because you guys deserve the best out of what we are doing for you. Then Cristiano Ronaldo wanting out of United, Atletico Madrid this time around agreeing to sell Griezmann and really create space for Cristiano Ronaldo in there for you. Then lastly, Hannibal is really wanting to go ahead and go on a loan move to really start playing regular football and benefit and grow his career better and better. So I want to see you guys reacting to this story into the comment section below as far as Ronaldo, De Jong and Hannibal stories are really concerned into the comment section below. I remain Rock and David, our last video of the day. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow because I know it's going to be a Sunday and all the correspondents of United will be just on plane traveling to a side which goes by the name of Manchester. I don't know by the time they reach Manchester at lunchtime, would they have gotten new stories about what United is all about and who is United going to bring in? Let's wait and see. But Sunday seems to be always slow in the news. It's always slow in the news. But let's wait and see whether some speed up will really come in through, and either a shocker will come in through from United, on either a CDM, on De Jong either for you, because we've heard that Barcelona is forcing De Jong to really get out of the team, and they want to force him out, and they've told him we don't need you either for you, and they've told Xavi that please get rid of that player. So let's wait and see. Even today, Real Madrid is playing Barcelona and a Clasico in America. Let me see. Let me see. Real Madrid. Yeah, at around 6 p.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, Real Madrid is going to play Barcelona. Let's wait and see who is going to start in the lineup of a team which goes by the name of Barca. Let's wait and see. Is Frankie de Jong going to be played in central defense again as he did last time? That's what we're waiting in for you, and we'll be here showing you the news live and direct in here onto United Matters channel. Good night, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. I'm out.